Run it back again, I'm Blaster. So I previously made a video on Spider-Man Lost Meaning, which you don't need to watch that one to understand this one. It got the like, so here's Spider-Man Lost Meaning Part 2. Yeah, there was a Venom movie.
Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do.
No, not that one. There was one in 1997, written by David S. Goyer. David was mostly known for directing Blade, Trinity. The Spider-Man movie rights were in limbo at the time. It went from one studio owning it one year, from another studio owning it the next year. David said, why not Venom? It would be focusing on a typical Venom versus Carnage story. Spider-Man wouldn't exist because, as I previously mentioned, it was a shit show when it came to its rights. And you're probably like, doesn't this sound like Let There Be Carnage in the 2017 Venom mix? And yes, you would be kinda right. And get this, the symbiotes would have come from a planet of giant monster spiders. I can't make this shit up. Venom and Carnage would both be orphans in the same orphanage. Basically, Carnage used to bully the shit out of Eddie Brock. Years later, while Eddie is being mugged in the alley, the spaceship of a giant spider monster crashes with the symbiote attaching to him, becoming Venom. And with the Blood Hunter symbiote, that's what it's called in the movie, getting attached to Cletus, aka Carnage, while he's being publicly executed with the electric chair. The reveal for Carnage is very similar to the one in Let There Be Carnage, with the smoke covering them. Unlike Venom 2017, Eddie and the symbiote don't really fight. I'm pretty sure they don't even really talk to each other. Ashley Kafka also appears and later becomes She-Venom. Ashley becomes Eddie's love interest in the movie. The movie would end with Eddie and Carnage fighting in the orphanage, with Carnage burning in the fire. And a lot of these movies share like a lot of moments from 2017 Venom and Let There Be Carnage, like there being no Spider-Man. It was rumored that Venom would have been played by Ivan Drago himself. New Line would give the Venom movie rights to Sony, and which we would later get Venom 2017. Continuing with the Venom theme, Spider-Man The Venom Factor was a PC game. It was a sequel to another Spider-Man PC game, Spider-Man Sinister Six. It would have been choose your own adventure type game, in the same vein as Telltale Games. It would apparently have been based off the comic of the same name. The only thing we know about the game is the main mini screenshot. We don't know why it was cancelled for sure. We don't even have official gameplay. We have absolutely
nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
The Amazing Spider-Man movies were a mixed bag, with the first one being good and the second one being shit. But there was a cancelled spin-off of The Amazing Spider-Man, which would have focused on the Sinister Six. It would have included Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Kraven the Hunter, Rhino and Vulture, and Mysterio. This was teased at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. There would be rumors floating about that there would be appearances from Venom and Sandman, but that's unconfirmed. It was going to be a two-parter, with Sony still having plans for The Amazing Spider-Man 3. The Sinister Six would have picked off where Amazing Spider-Man 2 left off, and Green Goblin gathering the Sinister Six to destroy humanity. It would have been directed by Drew Goddard, who directed Cabin in the Woods. Now, the reason why it was cancelled according to Google is that it was due to Andrew Garfield's disappointing appearance as Spidey in Spider-Man 2, with Sony changing their strategy for Spider-Man, and it just never took off. Fan films are nothing new. They've been around for decades. This story starts with a guy named Bruce Cardoza. He was a huge comic fan, taking an interest in Spider-Man and wanting to make a movie on it. After a couple short films like Voodoo Kid, he was finally going to make a Spider-Man movie. It was going to be a story of Spider-Man versus Kraven the Hunter, and it maybe would have been based off Kraven's debut comic. It's almost confirmed that Gwen Stacy would have appeared, so it would have been a whole original story, not fully based off the comics, since Gwen didn't debut until 1965. Cardoza would write a letter to the legendary Stan Lee asking him for permission and explaining the Spider movie he was writing. Stan Lee would respond and gave Bruce his permission to make it. They would even show it in a Marvel magazine, showing the only photos we have of it. The first viewing of it would happen at the second National Comic Book Convention in 1976, and the last time it would be shown was in 2005 in the Science Fiction Convention, and was never seen again. Future Blaster, apparently the real reason why he didn't upload it to YouTube or do anything with it or show it after the event was because he just didn't really want to show it anymore. After Spider-Man fans requested that he upload it to YouTube, he just said no. Nobody knows for sure why he didn't want to upload it, but it could be for various reasons that we don't know about. Now, this one I can say a lot about since it was briefly released until being removed from the App Store. The game I'm talking about is Spider-Man Unlimited for mobile. The game was a typical Subway Surfers and Tip Run game, an endless runner. Spider-Man during some sections would be able to swing and crawl on walls. You can also play as a bunch of Spider-Man like Spider-Man 2099 and even season, you unlock skins via piss jars or crystals, which was the in-game currency. The game was made by GameLoft, who are well known for making Despicable Me Mini Rush. They are also based in Paris. This game was removed from the App Store for unknown reasons, but the rumor going about is that their contract was running out and it was simply too expensive. Those are just rumors, and we don't know definitively why the game shut down, and the game is lost and we haven't seen it since. And that is that for Spider-Man Lost Media, or the ones that are interesting to cover. I hope you enjoyed the video and bye.